From Goodyear Heights to music lovers everywhere.
Welcome back to Bearded and Crunchy Episode 3, Revenge of the Riffs. Thank you, everybody, for listening to us last week and the week before. We're back. Please follow us on all socials. Again, we're on everything. Welcome back to Episode 3. And I'm going to send it back to Bob. Let us bring it in.
Episode 3, can you believe that already?
Yeah, 3 episodes.
Man. And we've talked at nauseum about what we were going to do.
This is a special episode to us.
Yeah.
The reason why our setup is the way it is, our first 3 episodes, we want to talk about the 3 things that we talk about the most.
Right.
And make specials. Now, next week, we'll go back to like a normal podcast where we talk about everyday life, funny stuff, whatever comes to our mind. But we kind of wanted to dive deep into our little likes and hobbies and stuff like that. And this episode is very special to the both of us. So.
Very.
All right, Bobo, take it away.
And again, we have talked at nauseum over the years of our friendship at this point about music. And having known what you did younger, being in a rap group, and you know that I played in a rock band for about 5 years before I was stupid and had children, which I love to death, don't get me wrong, and became uncool, according to my daughter. But I was really thinking about it. I was like, you know what shaped us into what we love musically? And I know what shaped me and I know what I love, but what shaped what you love musically? What brought you to where you're at and what you enjoy every day?
So, this is kind of a loaded answer, question and answer. Music was always in my house. I mean, I can go back to days of being a kid and remember because back in the day, nobody had air conditioners. So we'd be on summer break. I'd be 5 or 6 years old. Doors and windows would be wide open. It's 8:00 in the morning. No TV on. My dad's just listening to Pink Floyd records.
Oh, nice.
My mom, she loved Pink Floyd too, but she listened to Elvis and a lot of other stuff. So music was a part of my life as far back as I can remember. And then at some point, I came across the radio. And back then, if I remember right, I can't remember the radio station, but there was 93.1 WZAK, which was more of like an R&B, but then there was like a hip hop station. And I remember hearing hip hop and was just like, yo, what is this? Like, there's no guitars. There's like no, because that's, my dad he was fairly racist and just the type of person he was. So, hip hop was not in my household. And I heard it and I was like, yo, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
And then I found out my dad didn't like it.
Oh, so rebellion right
yes.
away.
So that made me go, oh, I'm fucking with this.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more details to that, but I'll leave it at that. But what I will go to is the defining moment that I remember. What made me realize that, like, I really loved hip hop and what made me want to attempt hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
Was the Wu-Tang Cash Rules Everything Around Me video.
Oh, nice.
I'll never forget the day I came home from school and I was watching videos. We all know back in the day, BET used to have The Basement and other stuff like that.
Right.
Even before, this was before The Basement, but there was shows like that. And I'll never forget seeing all 9 of them dudes just in an alleyway and in like a back junkyard with a 5-gallon drum on fire, just rapping. And
yeah.
For whatever reason, that
it
just
stuck.
It just changed.
Nice.
It just I saw that and I was like, I mean, for whatever reason, I was like, that's the coolest thing. This is the coolest shit I've ever seen.
I believe you.
And again, I still love music.
Right.
Love rock music. Love 90s R&B. But everybody knows hip hop is basically my personality. So
yeah,
that's it in a nutshell. Like I said, it could go way deeper than that, but that's the Cliff Notes version.
Cliff Notes, yeah.
That's
why I posed that question.
Yeah. That was a loaded question. That's a good one.
I knew it was going to be a good answer.
Yeah. So ultimately, what really, I guess there was, we could say the stars aligned, but ultimately it was let me go against what my dad.
Let
my
me
dad
rebel.
wanted.
Nice.
And then it turned into a 40+ year love affair.
Oh yeah. Hell
So
yeah.
what about you? I mean, I know a few of these things, but let's tell our audience.
Yeah, you do. I mean, I figure, like I said, we've talked ad nauseum. I mean, Christ, we've been friends for over half a decade, and mine is kind of weird, man. It's weaved its way. Like when I started listening to music, obviously same situation. My parents always had music going. My grandpa always had music going. I heard music at his house from old reel to reel.
Oh, wow.
From like when he was in the military in the 50s and 60s. My mom loved Elvis as well. Kind of funny you mentioned that.
That's a boomer's. That's
Yeah.
a boomer's thing.
In fact, so much so that we played Elvis gospel at her, viewing and funeral when she passed. That's what she wanted. She said, "You better play Elvis gospel." All right, Mom, no problem. That's what we'll do. That's what we did.
Yeah.
So mine kind of started just loving everything because my dad is like into oldies, 60s, 70s. He loves Motown, hard rock from back then, like, Zeppelin and Sabbath and things like that. I'm not such a big Zeppelin fan. Ugh.
We'll get into those later.
Mom was kind of the opposite. It was more of the, top 40 stuff.
Yeah.
Like I said, Elvis and then country. She loved country music. And I started kind of well-rounded, really loved all of that stuff. And then as I grew up and got a little older, I had friends influencing me in the neighborhood. Strangely enough, the strange neighbor, or the same, not strange neighbors. Well, if you have a strange neighbor.
I mean,
yeah, the same neighborhood that you grew up in, but a block away.
Ironically, didn't know that till we were adult. Like,
yeah,
we'll talk a little bit more about
yes
our personal lives next episode.
Yeah.
But yeah,
but influenced by my friends who were as well into hip hop, so I went through a little phase enjoying that, and then got into high school and had a friend, still have a friend actually, who's my best man at my wedding. Big metalhead. Loved everything metal. Bob, you should listen to this. You should check this out. And I remember getting this CD and it had little white crosses on it. Master of Puppets. You got it. And I said, holy crap, what is this? And mind you, this is like 97, so it's already been out for 12 years.
Shit, the Black Album had been out for like 5 years at that point.
Right. And that's when it really started to kick in for me, where I went on my own musical journey during that time of my teenage years, really delving into what I wanted to listen to and what I started to like, which my dad hated too.
I'm telling you, it goes hand in hand.
Right. And that's kind of where we're at to this day. I'm still a metal junkie, everything metal, metalcore, heavy metal, hard rock, classic rock, new metal. I still have my hip hop side, and
Of course. Yeah, but see, you're
not as into it.
You're stuck in the 90s.
Yeah, exactly.
90s, early 2000s, exactly. And then that's where I still, obviously getting older. There was a study I seen years ago because I could never understand it. Like, no matter how much we liked new music, like, artists like Wu-Tang has released recent albums. Eminem has released, even Pink Floyd. And although you love them, if you ever notice, they don't have that feeling.
Yeah.
From the ages of something, I think they said like 15 to like 28 or something. There's a range.
Right.
And you associate, because you're still really finding yourself, you associate that music to a time period in your life. And that's why you can't get that feeling again, because it's not the music. It's the music is the soundtrack to that time of your life, and you can't get that back. So I find that interesting, the psychological side of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, music has been my therapy for not knowing it, knowing it though.
But yeah, but
because I can remember, going to my uncle's house, who ironically, where I live now, only lived like a 45-second drive from where I live now.
No shit.
Yeah. But one thing I will say, we didn't have a lot of money, but I always had a Walkman or a Discman with music. And I would have with the old hard plastic
Oh,
with
God,
that
yeah.
thin
The
foam
metal-
wrapped around it and the metal top
man.
headphone. And I would
Dig into
just
your
listen.
scalp.
And I would go to the grocery store with my mom every Saturday, my mom and my grandma, and I would have it on.
Hell yeah.
It
Just drown out the world.
It was my world.
Yep.
I could listen to whatever I want. I could imagine whatever I want. And a fun fact back to that, I don't even know if any of my friends knew this, but I could hear Vonnie and Jermaine now. So the very first time I wrote my own lyrics to anything, I was 12 years old, and it was a Good Day by Ice Cube.
Nice.
And obviously I was 12. So what I did was I wrote down all of his. We did like we used to do. Before, like, they did have boom boxes where you could just record from the radio. But before that, you had to have 2 radios.
Mm-hmm.
And have one that was recordable and one that could play. So you would wait on the radio
To hear
for
that
your song that you wanted, and you would record it. So I would
Kids
record
today.
it, and then I would play it and rewind it, So
Yep.
I had all of his lyrics, and then I wrote down mine, replacing certain words
Nice.
with mine, and that's how I wrote my technical
First song.
first rap. So,
It might be plagiary or
it absolutely was, but it was also 1992,
Plagiaristic or-
93,
yeah.
so.
that is funny though. That's a great idea. That just already shows
It
like
was the only
the thought
I even
process.
did that. So fast forward to my junior year. Fun fact: I performed at Mayday that year
nice.
with my buddy Jeff, who ironically is the reason I am friends with Jermaine 30 years later.
No shit.
If it wasn't for him, we would have never crossed paths.
Wow.
But we we performed at Mayday, and it was to a Silk the Shocker song
Oh,
for all
man.
you No Limit guys. That was very popular. And even up to that point, I was still doing that.
Wow.
My verse, I took whose verse it was for that verse and wrote theirs down, and then just changed everything.
Nice.
But I did that because at that point I couldn't understand counting bars.
right.
So I
So it
just
helped
went
you
off the rhythm
rhythm-wise,
of the
yeah.
words, and that's how I could follow before I learned how to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, and count
Beautiful.
bars. But at the time, I didn't, I
Mhm.
just didn't know. So that was how I counted bars.
Nice.
And we performed there, and the irony is, I was so nervous. It was the first time I'd ever performed, to the point where I had to wear sunglasses because I'm not kidding you, I was shaking.
Oh
I
yeah.
was so scared. And I ended up forgetting a line. And it was crazy because everybody still went nuts.
Yeah. Nobody cared.
It was
Then
so
you realized
dope. I
nobody cared.
never forget that. It was so dope. I forgot a line, but we nailed it.
Now that you're talking about stuff like that, I remember my first show I played. We played at this dive bar in Highland Square called Annabelle's. I'm sure you've been there.
I have been to Annabelle's.
I'll never
It's
forget.
long been gone.
I
I think it's
thought
named
they
something.
still-
I think they changed the
yeah,
name.
because I
I
know
mean,
they
maybe
closed.
it is, but I'm pretty sure it's a different name.
It was a cool place to play a show. But I remember I sound checked, right? And I had been woohoo a little
Of
bit
course.
before the show because I was nervous, obviously, And I'll never forget, I'm playing the first song and I'm yelling at the sound guy, like, turn me up, I can't hear myself. All the way through the first song, and I finished the song and I looked down, my dumb ass forgot to plug my cord back into my guitar.
Oh man.
And I felt like the biggest asshole like you could imagine because I'm
Yeah,
like,
but that's him first time jitters.
Right. And then after that, man, it was like,
Smooth sailing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell another quick story before we start really diving into our music likes and stuff. After graduation, me and Jermaine and our other buddy Vonnie, we would get together and we would in the Napster days,
the Napster days.
we would download instrumentals and we would get music that we wanted legally, of course. Legally. We did it legally.
Sure.
And we would freestyle.
Oh.
And we would just cipher. So that's for all you young kids or people that don't know, a cipher is where you get a bunch of people that it could be a cappella, it could be somebody, tapping on a table, they could be making a beat with their mouth, and you're just freestyling, you're going off the top of the head. And we would do that. Also, off to the side, we had a couple of buddies, Dre and Maul, and you remember Steve Bergstrom?
I do.
Yes, he was in a rap group with them, who I eventually was gonna replace at one point, but that's another story. but we were doing with them. Me and Jermaine had met with the guy that was going to record us, but there was a place, I can't remember what it's called now, but it was in North Hill, but it was called the Voodoo Lounge.
Bro, I was going to tell a story about
So,
the Voodoo. In fact, I will.
I want to say it was Thursday nights, and I could be wrong, but it was hip hop night, and they would have battles. So I think we went up there like 4 or 5 deep, maybe, and we all signed up. And I'll make this as quick as I can, but we all signed up, and we're sitting there, and then we thought, we're new here. Everybody's got their crowds. You could see that they had their crowds.
Like a clique.
Let's watch them put us against each other. And sure enough,
they did.
The very first battle, they put me and Jermaine against each other.
No.
I kid you not.
Aww.
So, needless to say, that was, yeah. But, all right, let's delve into this. Man, this is going to be you know what? Let's start with, just because I feel like this one's going to be fun. This was one that Bob actually came up with last minute. I don't want to say last minute, but it just popped in his head and he threw it to me, and I thought it was brilliant. But let's go with, and because of time strains and stuff like that, we're going to do most iconic / favorite album covers of all time.
Album covers?
Oh, you meant
song covers.
Song covers.
We could do album covers too. We could go there too.
Oh,
that's
see,
I'm
missing. You. Okay, that's interesting.
It doesn't matter to me.
All right.
I'm good with whatever.
No. We'll come back to
cover
that.
Songs.
We'll do cover songs first.
All right.
You guys are seeing it in real time.
Yeah.
All right. We'll do cover songs, and we'll come back to that because now you can think about it. Because I was under a different, so now at least you can think about it. Cover songs.
Cover songs. Who doesn't enjoy a great cover song?
Here's the thing.
As long as it's done.
And
well.
me and Rhiannon have talked about this, and it's going to go to your last point many times because we love covers. As long as whoever's doing it does it justice and doesn't in any way disrespect the original.
I agree. When it's garbage, it makes me mad.
And there are examples of covers that are better than the originals.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about one of them, which I'm sure both of us are going to bring up. But if you want, since this was your, you came up with the idea, lead us off.
Some of our favorite cover songs?
Yeah.
What? You know, for me, honestly, and we talk about this too ad nauseum. In fact, I think my daughter finally listened to the entire album, and you know what album I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, it's the greatest cover album of all time.
Weezer, the Teal album. Beautiful. I'm gonna say what they did with Aha, covering that song by them is just.
I no longer listen to Toto's Africa. I'll put it to you like that.
That's awful good too. That's all. They did a great job on all of that.
I will tell you where they got me, because when you listen to it the first time, it's very awkward.
Mm-hmm.
But what got me, because if you know Weezer, you know Weezer, was the fact that they did No Scrubs.
Right.
And I was like,
Hilarious.
This is awkward as shit, but I love
awesome.
every second of that shit.
Because they're just quirky enough that it works.
Dude, they're Billie Jean.
Good.
I mean, the entire album, there's not
phenomenal.
one that you can go, right. They're all great.
Phenomenal. And that's not even my, those aren't even my top covers.
No, that has to have its own group, because none of them are bad, and some of them are as good as the originals. But
I would agree,
because it's an album, I wouldn't choose any of those individually. I'd kind of keep that.
I would say, I mean, honestly though, I would say "Take on Me" by Aha is. I mean, that cover.
It's either that or Africa.
So damn close to the original.
Actually, that and Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Oh, dude, I forgot that was even on there.
That's what I'm saying.
And
the more we talk about it, we could go into each one. I will say one first that I don't think you're going to mention, and I don't know if you've heard it, but I really think you should listen to it. Is T-Pain doing War Pigs?
I've heard it. It's amazing.
Guys, you have to check that out.
And people are going to shit on it. But it's
awesome.
awesome.
But if you really listen to it, he doesn't try to do the T-Pain thing. He tries to... I'll give it to you like this. Ozzy Osbourne liked it.
Yeah. And that
he
says a lot.
said it was one of the best covers he had ever heard.
Right. No, I've heard it. I heard him. It was fantastic.
Oh my God. It's so slept on. Guys, if you're listening, I promise you will not be disappointed. He made an album of covers as well.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
I apologize. I don't have it up, but I will look it up because it needs to be discussed. But since I went with that, what's one that's on your mind?
As soon as I get the congestion out of my throat from the weather, I'm going to go with a Five Finger Death Punch cover.
I already know which one.
Do you?
Yeah. Blue on Black.
That's amazing too.
But I was wrong.
Did you know they covered Mama Said Knock You Out?
I actually, now that you said that, I
do you know who?
did.
Do you know who featured on that song?
No.
Tech Nine.
That's right. That's right. I'm not gonna lie to you. I completely forgot about that.
And that's a good one.
Great
that's
one.
a sleeper pick, honestly.
Just to go back real quick, guys, you're gonna love it. Look at the cover of this. So
That's beautiful.
For all the people watching, it's called On Top of the Covers. If you get the entendre, he
great.
does. Don't Stop Believing. Bruh.
Okay.
Stay With Me, Tennessee Whiskey, War Pigs. He nails it. But I forgot about that. That's a good one. I am going to go on the same vein as that, and a lot of people may not know this. I'm going to go Korn.
The Wall.
That is... I'm going to talk about that one,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm going to save that for a later segment.
Which one?
Word Up by Cameo.
That was a cover, right?
Uh-huh.
I never think because it was so different.
It was different, but it still sounded like the song.
Right.
That's actually one of my favorites. It sticks in my. I literally have a playlist.
And I do like Korn.
Oh, I love Korn.
I do like Korn. They're awesome. I'm not so hip on the new stuff. It's good, but it's not.
Again, I think that goes back to the, what I said about, the feelings and the stuff that we have. As we get older, we don't have as many emotional attachments to things.
Right.
But now I'm going to go ahead and say it. For me, I think personally this, and again, this is my opinion. Actually, I have two. I'll get to the second one last. Actually, I take that back. Let me go to this one first, and then we'll... Zombies by Bad Wolves.
Bro.
That cover, I love Cranberries.
Right. And that cover is beautiful.
It's better. Yeah. The cover is better.
I love that cover.
It's such a good... I was on a Bad Wolves kick for quite a bit.
I heard Tommy Vext was coming back to Bad Wolves, which would be killer.
There was a political thing with why he left and all of that kind of stuff.
I think they buried the hatchet, though, finally.
Well, yeah. Maybe. I
hope. I hope so.
Tommy Vext is...
He's the voice of
that band. He's a very unique... and his story, if you've ever heard him tell his story...
Yeah. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah. But...
I got mad love for that guy because when Ivan Moody from Death Punch went into rehab and shit, he covered a lot of tour dates and he just nailed it. And I thought
he reached out to him. He kept going to him. Yep.
But I thought if this dude doesn't come back to this band, they got a good singer right there that they could just be like, "Hey, man." Mm-hmm. I would hate to see that because
I love Five.
I like Ivan. That dude's a.
So do you have one more before? Because I'm pretty sure what I mentioned this last one. If you don't mention it, you're gonna agree.
My favorite cover of all time, and I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this, and I don't care. But I'm a massive Metallica fan, and the fact that they covered "Turn the Page" and Bob Seger goes, that's probably better than mine.
It is better.
I would agree. That's my favorite cover. Is that on your list?
It's one of the best covers I've ever heard. It's so much, and I love Bob Seger.
Right.
He made a lot of great songs.
Oh yeah.
But I think that's your favorite. This one's my favorite, and you're gonna, as soon as I say it, you're gonna be like, it's Disturbed, The Sound of Silence.
No, killer.
To this day, it's the best cover and I'm gonna tell you two fun facts about that.
Okay.
The lead singer of Disturbed is a 420 friendly. but he does not do it before shows, and he does not do it before recording.
Yeah.
He had gotten stoned off his ass, and they asked him to record this, and he did it in defiance, and he did it in one take.
I can believe that.
And there's nothing better to me that, I mean, I can hear that, and I will never skip it. Yeah. His voice it's
haunting.
It's a haunting song, and the fact that a heavy metal group was able to fucking do what they did with it is absolutely insane.
And it's completely different than the original by Simon and Garfunkel.
It's not even the same song. I mean, it's the same song, but it's not even the same song.
And I can tell you, last year they were in Cleveland, up at Rocket, and I took my daughters with my sister, and because they were playing the 25th anniversary of The Sickness.
Yep.
All the way through in entirety.
Yep.
It was badass. The whole show was killer. Took an intermission, came out. And it's getting later in the set, and my daughter goes, Dad, I really hope they play Sound of Silence.
It'll be the last.
I'm like, baby, I hope they do too. I know it's such a huge hit for them. I know they'll play it. And it's like 2/3 of the way through the second set, basically. And they wheel out this piano. And she had no idea. And I'm like, thinking to myself, this is it.
Yep, they're going to play
This is the song that my daughter wants to hear, that she's going to lose her shit over. And they did. And they started it, and the nice piano melody. And then they really kicked in. Yeah. And they really kicked in. And I've got pictures of her. I mean, she's just like, and then she's just singing and just having a blast. And that was her first ever concert.
That's awesome.
And it was them. And we surprised them. Me and my sister knew about it. We had bought tickets. And we surprised them, and they had no idea. We were actually driving to Cleveland just to get out. And they're like, what are we doing? Why are we with Dad and Auntie? They call my sister Auntie. And they're like, oh, you'll see. And we're literally like in Independence. And it's like, you guys like Disturbed? Yeah, Dad, we really like Disturbed. One of our favorites. Okay, cool. We're going to see him live. And dude, the car like just
shook,
screaming, like bouncing off the windows. But such a great time.
That's awesome. All right. What do we go to now? Let's get into some of our favorite artists and what got us into them and stuff like that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I'll go first, just because. First of all, our firsts are going to be obvious to anybody that knows us that's listening to this. So,
damn it, man. Ugh.
Wu-Tang. I mean, we know. I got two tattoos. I'm literally wearing the shirt from the Wu-Tang Nas concert that I went to with my cousin.
What am I rocking? I'm rocking
Hey, that's still music.
I'm rocking the shirt from my children's high school marching band spectacular last year, which I'm very proud of my children for that.
Absolutely.
So Wu-Tang. So what really was...
Well, like I said, I kind of talked about it earlier with that. Yeah. I seen that video, and that was it. And then I'll never forget, and this is going to play into something that I had brought up, the album covers, but I put them on their first album cover because there's a story behind the Enter the 36 Chambers. Well, it's called the 36 Chambers Enter the Wu-Tang, but everybody didn't show up because if you don't know, there's 9 members in Wu-Tang.
Sounds like Slipknot.
Yeah, there's a lot. And not everybody showed up for the cover of that album.
Really?
Which meant there was going to be people not on it. So they put white stockings on their faces. And then there was like one of the producers put one on and all of that. So there were still 9 members on the cover.
And they just took the picture.
Couldn't tell who was who. But Wu-Tang was always like, I mean, the ODB put out a whole campaign, Wu-Tang is for the children. Like, they always just, no matter how big they got, they always felt like they were for the fans and for us. It never felt like they were, no matter how global they went, no matter how big they went, they just never felt like they were out of touch. And
definitely
what they did, how they were able to have longevity. And yes, there was times when they split and didn't make music together. Mm-hmm. But what they did as a collective needs to be studied with 9 people to be able to make all 9 of them have solo careers. And it's a thing to be studied. But I mean, everybody knows me, man. It's Wu-Tang. It's everywhere in my life.
And you got to see him, what, two years ago?
2021, September, September 2022.
Was it that long ago? Oh, yeah. I remember.
September 2022. They did the Wu-Tang Nas. It was called State of New York. Wait a minute. What was it?
New York State of Mind.
New York State of Mind tour. Jesus.
I can read. I'm impressed.
Yeah, and it was.
Was that Blossom, right?
Oh, and it
Killer.
I can't even. I mean, I never thought I'd get to see all of them. I mean, obviously ODB,
gone,
who's long passed away. He passed away in
poo.
I think it was 06, I believe. But we were privileged enough that during the concerts, Young Dirty Bastard, his son, steps in for him.
Nice.
He has the same amount of energy as his dad.
That's awesome,
so
man.
It's great. But what about you? I mean, I know the answer to this.
Yeah, you know the answer to it. I knew your answer too.
Of course.
But my favorite band was and is still currently is Metallica, and I don't care what anybody says about Napster. They weren't the only ones.
My second favorite artist was a part of that in Eminem. He actually made a documentary about it.
So they weren't the only ones, so stop shitting on them about... If you don't like them because of that, then you're an idiot and you don't know anything about music.
You didn't like their music to begin with, then. They gotta separate the art from the artist.
And the funny thing for me is that what really got me into them was my buddy CJ, who, like I said, he was my best man at my wedding. We've been friends for damn near 30 years. He's like another brother. On top of, you and my buddy Dave.
Absolutely.
And, we're all more like brothers. I mean, hell, we've all hung out for stuff and, done things together. And I wish I'd have had Dave on here for the Star Wars episode because he's a massive Star Wars fan like we are.
We'll get there one day.
He would have
when
been
we
fun.
Can have guests.
Yeah. But no, Metallica, man, it just...
I mean, you can't go wrong.
I went through a really tough time in my late teens in high school where my parents were going through a divorce and things got nasty and I was depressed at the time. I didn't know I was depressed at the time. And at that point in time, we didn't talk about that kind of stuff. It was just suck it up and just deal with it. So while you're quietly dying on the inside, you need that release. And it's like, what can I find to get that release? And then for me, it was them because it was everything from Kill 'Em All to that point, S&M.
No.
And it was just a lot of the early stuff obviously is more aggressive, early thrash metal. And that's what really helped get me through a lot of stuff as a teenager. And a lot of people don't know that about me. I went through a lot.
Yeah.
Just inner turmoil a lot.
And that's...
But they helped.
Heavy metal, people don't understand this. Heavy metal, punk, and hip hop all have a underground connection to each other. They all feed off each other. And a lot of us back then, me included, as you, Bob, was going through shit. We didn't go through a divorce, but it was one of those where my parents should have divorced, if that makes sense. So it was the same with me. It was... Hip hop in the 90s was gritty. It was grimy. It was, that's how I was feeling. So that's what I went to. It was a dark time. And that heaviness, it made you feel like, and the subject matter, it felt like it was like, wait a minute, this music is audio of my feelings.
Right. It spoke to the teenage angst, basically, is what it did.
Exactly.
Looking back on it now as a 43-year-old adult, and having two teenagers that are going through that same teenage angst because they don't understand their bodies, hormones, life, blah, 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 blah. Insert adjective here. You can go, well, this is how I felt at that point in time. And I can only help guide you and give you my, my knowledge of what I went through, and maybe it'll help. But here, listen to this heavy stuff instead.
Yep.
Well,
and that was, and that's one way we can bond with our children is we go, hey, check it out. This is what we did when we were, if you're not comfortable, because like I tell Ty, like, if you're not comfortable telling me what's going on with you, still find a release.
Yeah.
So for me, it was music.
Don't keep it in.
Yeah.
Yep.
So absolutely, and again, like I said earlier, it's that emotional tie that keeps us to these, like Wu-Tang. It changed my world. It was something I'd never seen before.
Right.
We'll go into my second real quick. Eminem, also people know.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Eminem fan. There's gonna be a lot of oohs and ahs. I'm also not above. Obviously he didn't hit on every single record, but the dude had. I mean, you can say what you want about him being mainstream. People say, "Oh, we only made it because he's white." Well, if he only became one of the greatest hip hop stars because he's white, how come no other one has ever done it?
Right.
Um,
I'll give you that. I like Eminem.
His music from Infinite, even though that was widely different than the Slim Shady LP, but we'll start there because that's when Dre found him. If you go there all the way up to the Eminem show, we'll even add Encore and Relapse a little bit, even though Encore is my least favorite album from him. It sounds vastly different than now. The difference is the musicality of that music back there was more cohesive, and now he's a more technical rapper. It's about the art. Yeah. It's about the entendres. It's about the way he can flow like in and out of it. His chop and rap, and the way he can tie syllables together that shouldn't match to make them rhyme and bend words. There's very few like him. Yeah. And I insist that you give the guy a listen if you love hip hop, because again, I am not ignorant to the fact that hip hop and rap is black culture. It is. Right. But some of us love that. Yeah. And Eminem is also one of those. That's another thing I love about him. He never has a time where he doesn't try to give to the people that paved the way before him. If you listen to his Rock Hall of Fame, and we can talk about whether he should be there or not in another subject. I don't want to get into that. But his introduction, all he did was write a list of all the rappers that helped.
I saw that.
And, I mean, the guy is so humble.
Yeah, it was a good call to do that.
So what's another one of your favorite artists?
I'm gonna go back to hard rock. In fact, I was just listening to him when I pulled up over here. But Godsmack is one of my all-time faves, and I never figured it, but I've seen them a couple times in concert. They're fantastic live. It's just another one of those situations where it was that time in my life, a little bit different time in my life at that point, a couple years later, and it got me through things, and a lot of their early stuff really spoke to me, and everybody always shits on like whatever, and Voodoo's so overplayed. I'll agree with that, but it's still a good song.
I wish we could get past those judgments on music.
Is that not gatekeeping?
That's exactly what that is. Yeah. And it's ridiculous because we'll get into that later, because there is one subject, and I'll tease it, and that's guilty pleasures. Yeah. And when I say that, I'm not saying that as we're not allowed to listen to it, but what I'm saying is the people that know you, if you're a music lover, they know what you like to listen to.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So when something's not a little out of that wheelhouse, it'll tend to throw you off. So that's what I mean by guilty pleasures. But I'm going to go into another one because I do want to get to a couple that are not hip hop. Famously, a band that Bob's not the biggest fan of, but I am a diehard fan of, and that would be Pink Floyd.
Dark Side of the Moon.
They were pioneers. They still, to this day, hold the record. They were on the Billboard Top 100 for over 700 weeks with Dark Side of the Moon.
Actually, when they updated it here the last couple of years, it was over 990 weeks, almost 1,000 weeks for Dark Side.
That, as long as it stays on the list, it'll never be beaten.
Now, I will tell you, obviously, that's one of your favorites. I know that. In fact, we've talked ad nauseum about it yet again. But there are quite a few songs that I do enjoy by them.
So. They're different, and I understand that. A lot of people don't like a lot of instrumentals,
which I do,
and a lot of people don't like the so-called psychedelic side of it. I enjoy that because it takes you to a place of euphoria and a place to,
hippie
get to. Yeah, but I will say this: their earlier stuff is trash. They obviously came out of the same. They recorded in the same areas as the Beatles. They came out of the same areas, and they. Pardon me. It wasn't until they created Dark Side of the Moon fun fact about that, I know a lot about Pink Floyd, guys. There's many iterations of Pink Floyd. There's the original Pink Floyd, which was Syd Barrett, Roger Waters, Nick Mason, and Rick White. Syd Barrett, who basically founded them, got really heavy into acid to the point where it fried his brain.
Yeah. That's a shame.
There's documentaries on it, guys. If you watch it, he went crazy.
Yeah.
They reached out to a friend of Syd's named David Gilmour to come in and play with him, because what Syd Barrett would do when they were starting to play live is he would just start playing what he wanted to play, or he would refuse to play and he would just sit there, or he was out of his mind. So they brought him in, and that was the early days when they sounded like the Beatles. And then there was a show that they had to do, and he had done that, and they had another show the next night, and they just never picked him up again. And then that was the Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, Animals, The Wall, and that stuff. But yeah, Pink Floyd. So what about you? What's another one of yours?
Another one of my favorites, and I'm going to shock you, but you probably already know. And you alluded to it earlier, being stuck in the 90s with hip-hop. I'm going to go Tupac.
You can't go wrong with Pac.
I always enjoyed it. I loved, and I feel bad for some of these kids nowadays. In fact, a kid I work with, he's like 26. And real big into hip-hop, but it's the new stuff. And I'm like, bro.
Let me sit with him for a day.
Yeah, like, bro. And I started talking about the 90s, mid-90s rap, wars with, East Coast, West Coast.
Which, just so you guys know, but that was completely media driven.
Right, but it was...
I mean, there was beefs, but it wasn't as big as they made it out to be.
But it was fun to turn on MTV every day and go, what's going on now?
Oh, dude, the 95 Source Awards, I tell you everything you know.
Right.
You guys don't know, go back and watch that.
And that's all I could really say about Tupac, because...
Listen to him.
But we're going to get to something else a little bit later, I'm sure. Well, there's more I'm going to say.
I do want to go. We'll go one more artist and we'll move topics. Sure. I want to go to this one because I would be remiss if I left out 90s R&B. Guys, I have talked with Bob about this. I've talked with Jermaine and Vonnie. I've talked with Rhiannon. Everything, and I mean everything, is pop music now. It doesn't matter what it is. It's all pop music.
Every genre, every level, unless you're
90s R&B was something to behold. You had your Jodeci, you had Silk, you had H-Town, you had Jodeci. There was so many. But my absolute favorite R&B group of all time, and Jermaine, you'll be clapping, is Jagged Edge.
Jagged Edge. Nice.
Fun fact. So we used to do a thing called Grad Night when we graduated, and they would take us to, at that time, it still existed, Geauga Lake. Now, at the time, I didn't know this, but I, at that time, didn't have a girlfriend, so I took Jermaine. You could take one person. I went to him and I said, hey, if we pay for the ticket, can I bring another person? They were like, sure. Yeah. So I brought Tommy Burton. So it was us three.
Nice.
We get there. Jagged Edge and Monifa are performing.
No kidding. At Geauga Lake?
At Geauga fucking Lake.
Wow.
Blew my mind. And if you guys don't know, Jagged Edge is actually a R&B group of a set of two twins.
Okay, yeah.
Two brothers. Yeah. And they just, their music is just, they're so good together. I've seen them live once, but I just wanted to get to other genres, because even though I'm a hip-hop head, guys, I do love music. So I wanted to throw them in there. What should we go next? Should we go... all right, we'll go into albums next, moving right along. We'll go to favorite albums. This one, there's so many for me.
Give me a couple.
I'll throw you a couple.
Throw me a couple.
My favorite album of all time, a lot of people don't know this because they would assume it would be Wu-Tang or Eminem, but my favorite music album of all time is an album by Scarface, the rapper. It's called Scarface the Diary. If you get a chance, listen to it. It's very, very, very gangster rap type music, very dark. But if you get a chance, I'm just gonna rattle off five.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw in a recent one. which has actually moved into my top 5.
Really?
So there's a group called the Clips. I'll try to make this quick.
Nah.
It was 2 brothers. There's a group called the Clips, and they had come out in the early 2000s, and Pharrell had found them, and Pharrell was producing them.
Oh, nice.
And then, like I said, it's 2 brothers, and then the one brother quit. He didn't want to do it anymore. And then there was Pusha T, and he decided to go on a solo career. And then he ended up getting signed to Kanye's label, and he's been a monster ever since.
I've heard him. He did a
He
collab.
battled. He did what?
He did a collab with Linkin Park on
He
their
did,
last.
and he did a great job.
Yes.
And he also was famously in a first person to ever beat Drake in a beef.
Wow.
But their last album, it was their first album as a group in 16 years. It was called Let God Sort 'Em Out. And it's a masterpiece. It's classic from start to finish. I love it. It still gets rotation play today, and it came out, I believe, August of 24. Still gets mad play. Maybe it was last year. And then I'm going to go Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd.
Solid choice.
I'm going to go Enter the 36 Chambers, Enter the Wu-Tang. And then I think I'm going to go The Eminem Show by Eminem.
Oh, good choice, too.
And I think that should round out my 5. There's other ones on there I have listed, but
Are those in any particular order, or is this
the only one that's number 1 is Scarface the Diamond.
Okay, all right.
that hasn't left number 1 in 30 years.
That's fair.
So
That's fair. Yeah, I am similar on what my number 1 is. It hasn't moved out of that spot since the mid '90s, and that's the Black Album. You can't go wrong with an album where you can listen to every single song and just not skip it and go, God damn, this is so good.
in heavy metal rock albums, it's definitely in my top 10.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe top 5 if I actually sat down and thought about it.
Right? That's my number 1. I've done a lot of thinking in the last few days about it because, I mean, we talked about this episode for quite a bit. Like, God, we definitely want to do this. This is going to be sweet. This is kind of in both of our wheelhouses for a lot of stuff because we both love music. And my number 2, I kind of kicked it around because I've been listening to quite a bit of music because I drive a truck for a living. I'm on the road, 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. And I've got a lot of time in between music and podcasts, but I've been getting back to some of my roots and what I loved as a teenager lately. And I'm going to have to say that my number 2 is Awake by Godsmack.
There you go.
And it's going to be, obviously it's my list. It's probably going to be rock heavy, metal heavy. And obviously you heard, I drove up to the house today jamming Awake.
Absolutely.
And they're one of my favorite bands. Number 3 is probably going to be Down with the Sickness by Disturbed.
Great album.
And those are actually my top 3 favorite bands of all time. And it's just because I'm a little bit older. My dad would be vastly different. He'd be like the Beatles, the Eagles, the Rolling Stones, shit like that, which all fine. Yeah. All fine. And actually, I'm going to put on my number 4 would be Hotel California by the Eagles.
That, you can't go wrong with that.
And I actually got to see them. I took my dad a few years ago to see them. I
remember that.
They were they played Hotel California front to back. And it was beautiful because every song on that is just like, it's beautiful.
I think the majority of them were hits.
Yeah.
Like singles.
And then my number 5 is probably not going to shock or surprise you. But it is one of my favorite albums of all time that I have just enjoyed and loved since I was a teenager. And that's All Eyes on Me by Tupac.
It's going to be the majority of people's favorite Tupac album, without a doubt.
But see, for me, like right behind that is I love Machiavelli.
That could come into play with
and Doggy Style by Snoop. So that's all kind of
iconic album. Again, for me, there's so many albums I could have added to that list.
It's hard to we did 5, and it's like my brain is exploding.
I wrote about 20.
Right.
And again, because it can change from day to day. The only one that never changes is the number one for me. It just, I can go back to that. I can recite every lyric from the start to the back. It's so good.
Oh yeah.
Now we'll go to in my opinion, probably the hardest question is favorite songs. I dreaded this one.
Me too.
Because this literally can go by mood.
Yeah. Oh, if you're pissed, happy, ejaculating, all of it.
Dude, yeah, whatever you're doing. I mean, screaming naked in the middle of a field. It doesn't matter. You never know.
High on meth, whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm going to start with one that the artist isn't going to surprise you, but the song might.
Okay.
And the reasoning behind the song might.
All right.
It's "Shine On You Crazy Diamond" by Pink Floyd.
That's one of the Floyd songs I like.
It's like a 11 to 13 minute song.
Good song.
It's mostly instrumental, but the words, that song was written and created by Pink Floyd for Syd Barrett.
Yeah. Thus the crazy diamond part. Or crazy part.
Both.
Yeah.
And I always loved that song, but it has a different meaning since my dad passed.
Okay.
Yes, me and my dad didn't get along. I had a lot of issues with him. There's a lot of things I didn't get to tell him, but he was my father. And I often, I'll never forget, like, when he died, I felt bad for a long time because there was a big relief off my shoulders because I was taking care of him.
Right.
Well, I don't want to say me. Rhiannon was phenomenal at the time, helping me take care of him.
But you guys were taking care of him. And it's a lot on anybody's
plate. When
he
died, there was a big relief. And I'll never forget, I was coming up to see him. And when I went up there, it was already like the death rattle had already happened, and he was taking his last breaths. And I just remember looking at him and saying, "Shine on, Pops."
Yeah,
and
nice.
I went, "Whew, I got chills."
Yeah.
But yeah, "Shine On You Crazy Diamond." If you guys get a chance, man, go and listen to it. It's a long song. It's a lot of instrumental, but it's going to take you to places.
Yeah.
So what about you?
Again, that was hard for me. Like, song-wise, because there's
so
so many songs. I'm actually going to surprise you. And this is literally one of my favorite songs. It didn't make the list because of my other favorite songs. But, well, it's just, I like Prince.
Oh, why are you?
I like Prince, but it's not what you think.
It doesn't have to be.
I love...
Prince did not make bad music.
Right. I love the song Little Red Corvette.
It's a great song.
I don't know what it's just. It hits all those boxes. It ticks everything for me.
Most people are gonna say Purple Rain.
I love Purple Rain.
Mine is not Purple Rain. I like Raspberry Beret.
Dude, Raspberry Beret's a great song.
I don't know why, but I love Raspberry Beret.
I don't know what it is.
It's just Diamonds and Pearls, which was an actually later song. That was a 90s song, but no, that's, dude.
Little Red Corvette.
That's a great song. And you can't, Prince is going to come up if we're going to get to this last subject. But we'll go with a couple more. I'm going to go one. This is for my hip hop heads, and this is for Vonnie and Jermaine. This song gets us hyped up. Guys, you want to talk about a hype up song. You want to talk about Bia Bia by Ludacris. That's a great hype song. You want to talk about him. But I'm going to tell you one you may not have heard of. It's called Annie Up by a group called MOP. And there's a remix that has Busta Rhymes on it. And just, it's so good. It's got Remy Ma. I think it's Remy Ma. But anyways, and you want to talk about, it's literally a song, Annie Up, when they're saying that, they're basically saying, we're about to rob you. Literally, the chorus goes, take rings off, take chains off. Like, they're talking, but the song is just, I'm telling you, you could be in the wilderness for 2 months living off the land, emaciated, and that song will come on.
And you're good.
And you'll be ready to fucking rock the house. It is such a banger. So what's another one for you?
See, I went Prince first. And this is just because it sounds great in a car. And I have a Cadillac. And it's got a Bose system in it. But I really, really, really enjoy the song "Bow Down" by West Side
West
Connection.
Side Connection.
That's a deep one there that a lot of people go like, "The fuck you talking about, bro?"
Such an underrated collab. What people don't know is
yeah.
those were 3 already like made artists that came
Yeah.
together. It was Ice Cube, Mac 10, and Dub C.
Yep.
That's a great song. That's
Good song.
another song that'll fucking get you hyped.
Oh
as
yeah,
shit.
always. I got to be careful when I'm driving. Like, oh shit.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna go with the song that this is gonna surprise you, and then we'll move on to our next subject. But this song has a lot of emotional meaning for me, and it's "I Remember Everything" from Five Finger Death Punch.
That's a great song.
Guys, for all the people that listen to this that want to know, that know me, or maybe you work with me and you want to know, go listen to "I Remember Everything" by Five Finger Death Punch. It'll tell you.
That's a lot of childhood.
It's a lot of childhood trauma out. I didn't have the best relationship with my brothers and sisters coming up. I didn't have the best relationship with and that right there. I still remember the first time I heard that. It was in my car, and Apple Music has a thing where it's called Your Station, and it'll play songs from your library, but then throw songs in it that are similar.
And it just
it popped up, and I was like, "Ooh, I like the way this started." Yeah. And I heard the words, and I had to pull over. I started bawling my eyes out. I was like, "This is me." Like this. This was, so many times as kids. Like now, there's a lot of outlets for mental health and stuff like that for people to get their feelings out, and we're more open with, "Hey, say how you feel." But back then, we didn't even know, like, I've since been in therapy and I've done workbooks. I have attachment disassociation disorder. Yeah. And it's because of my childhood. And this song, I could never put to words what I was feeling about my parents and my upbringing. And this song
does it.
It was I literally, if I ever got to meet the lead singer, whoever it was when wrote that one, I would love to hug him and tell him that, like, I feel like you were in my brain when you wrote that.
That was Ivan. Ivan's a deep
song,
dude, man.
Just
and he's sober now, which is. I got one more. I got one more, and this is honestly probably my all-time most favorite song, and that's the Unforgiven one, original Unforgiven by Metallica off the Black Album.
That music video,
killer,
scared me to death when that motherfucker was in that room.
Yeah.
That's a.
But it's
talk about put visuals to audio.
Yeah, but it's a good song. It hits on every level for me. Lyrically, just talking about, obviously it says never free, things like that. And it's more like
it's in your mind,
trapped in your head.
As a kid, it was just, holy shit, that's scary. When you get older and you go back and you listen to these songs, you go, holy shit. Yeah. It's about being trapped in your mind and just, you being your worst enemy and just being, it's
but one of the greatest, in my opinion, greatest guitar solos in a song.
It's got to be up
and
there.
Supposedly one take. So
those guys are just artists. All right, we'll go into. I want to get to this last. The one subject I want to get to last is I wanted to be last because this is Bob's wheelhouse and I want him to shine. But I got a couple of small little things I wanted to throw in real quick. Just some odds and ends facts, and just things. But fun fact, and you knew this, but I'm going to bring it up because I had to write it down. A lot of you guys might not know this, but Bob's favorite group has done a musical feat that has never been done by any artist, and really even close.
Yeah.
Metallica is the only musical act in the world to have ever performed on all seven continents.
Yes, sir.
Yes, they performed in Antarctica.
You could go on YouTube and find that video.
I watched it.
Isn't that crazy?
It's insane. I can't. That's amazing. Like you can't. And I'm gonna bring up two subjects real quick, and I didn't tell you about these at all.
All right.
But I thought about these and I wrote them down.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say the names of both of them. They were on two different programs.
Okay.
Behind the Music and Pop-Up Video.
Okay. Beautiful.
You remember them?
I remember. I loved Behind the
I
Music.
learned so much.
Pop-up video.
Oh my God. About those. Like, Behind the Music was great because you could learn, like, things that they were going through in their lives.
Oh,
and like, what led to a specific album and what led to their downfall. Pop-up video was great because it would come up with shit like, when they were filming this scene in the music video, there was a banana peel and you could see the weirdest shit.
Yeah.
But it was so cool. But I had to bring those up because only our Gen X and younger millennials will know those ones. But I had to bring them up because they were so integral.
All VH1.
Yes.
Both VH1. That was the old people music channel when we were young.
And I'm going to mention two things real quick that I wanted to bring up. I have no reason for this other than I think people should listen. But for my hip-hop heads that are listening, and for people who just want new music to listen to, I'm gonna give you an underground, not an underground. They're a little more well known now, newer artist, and then an album that I want you guys to go listen to. Bob, you can do the same.
Okay.
For my hip hop heads, especially those that loved like '90s underground, there was a rap group called the Arsonists, and they have a album called "As the World Burns." And for people that like backpack rap and conscious rap and that kind of stuff, listen to this album.
Yeah.
They have a song on there. It's called Lunchroom Takeout.
It's okay. Interesting.
It's them in school with a friend.
Oh, man. Didn't we all do that back in
And they're
school?
battling each other.
I bet that drove teachers insane.
Oh, dude, we used to do it all the time.
Right.
And they're battling each other.
And it's a song.
And it's, yeah, that's it.
That's a killer concept.
It's fucking, dude, they talk shit about each other. Oh, it's hilarious. And then there is a new group that I love in hip hop that is bringing hip hop back. Now, if you guys like trap music and drill music and all that, please be my guest. You need to have your generation sound. But know that it is not for me. But this group is, I mean, they're a little bit older now. They're in their late 20s, and I think one of them, Eric Jamal, is in his early 30s. But this group defines hip-hop, and there is a famous hip-hop West Coast artist named Razkaz. He had two twins, and two of his twins are in this group. They're called Coast Contra. I would be remiss to not mention these guys. They are everything hip-hop needs right now.
Yeah.
And if you guys get a chance, go on YouTube, look up Coast Contra, and they have what's called the table freestyles. Just look them up. It'll change your life. So do you have anything you would like to?
Mine is going to be more what I've been jamming to recently.
That works too.
And they've been around for a few years now, and I think I've even sent you a song recently. They're called Spirit Box, and they have a female lead singer, and that is not to piggyback or foreshadow or segue or anything like that. That is one of my guilty pleasures in music. I thoroughly enjoy a female-fronted metal band or heavy band, and they do it in the way that she can really, really sing, like Amy Lee from Evanescence.
Absolutely.
And then she can just guttural scream to where you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck.
That's what I love about Breaking Benjamin.
New song came out the other day,
Yes,
by the
and
way.
it's fucking phenomenal. We didn't even get to talk about Breaking Benjamin, but the way they mesh, because I like heavy music. I don't like the screaming.
Yeah.
When it's just that.
Right.
If you're mixing it in like a Breaking Benjamin, like a Disturbed, like a Spirit Box,
Five Finger.
I'm in for that. I love that. But when it's just that, I don't want to hear that. That's me. That's my opinion. I see why people like it. I get it. All right, we got one small topic, and then we're gonna get to the topic where you're gonna shine. Guilty pleasures. I'm just gonna give you my 3 guilty pleasures real quick in my life. When I was younger, and I still have a crush on this girl, and you don't know this. Her first 2 albums were good for teenage angst, but I had the biggest crush on her, and I don't know why. But Avril Lavigne. I loved her. Her first 2 albums were good. You Can Kiss My Ass.
Yeah. And still beautiful.
Oh yeah. Well, she's pop now.
Doesn't matter.
And that's okay.
Still beautiful.
My next one is Ed Sheeran. You can eat a
Okay.
dick if you don't like Ed Sheeran.
My sister loves Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran is he is my
So does my daughter.
heterosexual life mate. I love that guy. And then my last one, everybody knows me. Me and Rhiannon seen this gentleman live. Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah.
I
love
guys,
Weird Al.
this is how big of a fan I am. The concert that me and Rhiannon went to was all original songs. There was no parodies.
Yeah.
You have to
And you were singing?
Every fucking word. I know that dude's whole catalog.
Didn't you guys do a meet and greet?
You better fucking... I
Yeah.
have the picture in my phone
That's
right now.
badass.
I will try to pull it up while you tell me yours.
That's bad.
Absolutely. I have a photo. We got specialized watches, autographed set lists.
Damn.
Dude, and guess what?
That's sick.
Take a wild guess at how much those tickets. Just take a guess.
$200.
You're not far off because nowadays those meet and greets are
yeah.
1,000 up.
Oh yeah.
It was $275 a ticket.
That's not bad for
Not
VIP.
not
for
at
meet and greet.
all, man.
Shit.
So, what are some of your guilty pleasures?
I just alluded to one with female-fronted rock bands. So I do enjoy that for whatever reason. I like Evanescence. I like In This Moment. I like Spirit Box. I like Flyleaf. I like Lacuna Coil. I like Kitty. I could go on and on with bands like that. One of them, surprisingly, and this is really thanks in part to my wife for bringing me kind of back into a little bit of that. But I enjoy country music.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
I enjoy country. In fact, one of my last concerts I went to, I took my wife to Packard Music Hall in Warren, Ohio, and we saw Mr. Brett Young.
Nice.
Which we actually used his song, in case you didn't know, for our first dance at our wedding.
You absolutely did.
And tell me if it wasn't slick, though, because I bought the tickets, and the concert was on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, you won that day.
I did. I got brownie points.
Of course you did.
And it wasn't even my intention. It was just to take her out, to get her away, and just to see that, and to hear that song live. Yeah, country music. Yeah, it's good. A lot of it's good.
This is what I tell people. I don't like country music. I do like country songs.
Yes.
It's just not, there's nothing wrong with it. Like I said, there's bangers out there. It's just not typically the music that I go to. And I have quite a few country songs on here. Like I'll go into, you say what you will. I'm a Jelly Roll fan.
I like Jelly Roll.
And
that's not even a guilty pleasure. I just like
No,
Jelly.
that's why I didn't put him on there.
I just like Jelly.
Fun fact, he was not always a country star.
Nope.
He was a rapper. My cousin was really close with him and has songs with him. He has an album out on, yeah. So, yep, if I ever find this photo,
yeah.
If not, so be it. But so now we're going to go into our last subject of our music episode, and this is when I thought of this is going to be, I have my opinions, but obviously Bob's going to have a much more
maybe.
Yeah, but your reasoning is more technical than mine will be. And that's favorite guitarists. I wasn't going to say best.
Yeah, that's really subjective. Really subjective.
And you're really going to fucking piss a lot of people off with that one.
And we're going to piss people off anyways with whatever we pick.
Yeah, and I'll go first.
Hit me with it.
Do you want to go 1-1 or you want me to just
hit me with it?
Of them?
Hit me with them.
Okay. I'm going to give my 5. Oh, real quick.
You had short hair.
Oh, dude, I was fat too. So I did meet Weird Al. Number one, and I know a lot of these lists people say, one can be, this one has to have the same person on the list, and that's Jimi Hendrix. If you don't have Hendrix as your number one, I don't even know. I mean, honestly, you could probably just leave him off the list and say he's above that.
All right, I can skip number one then because it's the same as yours.
So I'm gonna go Hendrix, David Gilmour,
okay,
Eric Clapton,
okay,
B.B. King,
ooh,
Tom Morello,
ooh, Rage.
Now I'm just gonna name the ones that I wrote down. I have a little more than 5. Prince, he is so underrated
on my list.
Slash,
Yeah.
Santana,
Fantastic.
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
God rest his soul.
And here's one that I threw in here to know if you know him. He was very young when he came out, but a hell of a blues guitar player, and that's Johnny Lang.
Johnny Lang. Nice.
Those are my favorite guitarists.
Favorite guitarist.
Now, I'll let you go more in depth because you know the technicality of it.
Don't have to. Obviously, Hendrix number one for most everybody.
I forgot Eddie Van Halen.
I hate Van Halen.
I don't like him neither, but the dude is one of the
He's
greatest
a good guitar
guitarists
player.
to ever grab.
Very good.
I'm not a fan of him neither, but his guitar play is, yeah. But go ahead.
I'm gonna defer Clapper. Clapton is my number two. He could be 1A, 1B with Hendrix for me.
So, fun fact.
That's why your name is Eric.
I was named. My mom and dad loved Eric Clapton so much. If I was a girl, I was going to be named Erica.
Part of the reason my daughter's name is Layla is because of Derek and the Dominoes.
Layla.
And she hates the song. Go figure.
Yeah.
Go figure. Can't win for losing no matter what I do. So what was that? 2, Clapton. Yeah, this is where it gets kind of... B.B. King is going to be my number 3.
I feel like if you leave him off your list, you don't know guitar.
He was amazing. And believe it or not, he did an album with Eric Clapton.
He did.
Called Riding with the King.
Yep.
And it's a phenomenal blues album. I totally recommend everybody listen to that.
If you're going to just instrumentals, blues is the way to go. Blues or jazz.
Blues and jazz. And that's where I think some of my favorite guitarists come into... Because when I started learning to play, I was more blues. I wanted to do more blues stuff. Obviously loved heavy metal. So Joe Bonamassa is a fantastic musician.
An amazing pull.
Gary Moore is a fantastic blues guitar player. I'm kind of biased because Metallica is my favorite band. So Hetfield and Hammett.
On there. Hammett too.
Hetfield is like a human metronome rhythm-wise, and his right hand picking hand, it's insane because he's normally all downstrokes. He'll be playing 180 beats per minute, and it's all downstrokes. Try it. I dare you. I dare you.
No, thank you.
It would be like jacking off at ludicrous speed. Go.
Yeah. Nah, I tried to play. I've tried to learn a couple times how to play guitar, and I'm just not. I have an ear for music, but I don't have the dexterity for music.
Right. It's a lot sometimes.
Well, guys, I think we'll end it there. Man, what an episode.
We
didn't get to the album covers, the actual like art album covers, but that's all right. We can save that maybe for a side of another one. But again, guys, I want to thank you again for all the people that are listening. We're up to over 75 downloads, which, we didn't know what we were going to get. I'm not going to lie. I didn't think that by our third episode, we were going to make it to 75 downloads. But thank you so very, very much. But find us on all social media platforms. And YouTube.
YouTube.
We'll now have video. We'll now have video. You can
see our ugly ass faces.
Yeah, you guys. We had people ask us about it. You got it. You asked for it, so you got to live with it.
Yep. You can see why we're bearded.
Maybe you'll hear the crunchy.
Yeah, sometimes.
Typically, guys, we go into a dad joke with Bob. But we are gonna change gears for today, and I'm gonna let him take this last one.
Gonna give me the floor. In lieu of dad jokes, and I really wanted to do one because of music, but I've got the platform, and they're my fucking mics. So,
you heard it here, folks.
My fucking mics. Eric's fucking laptop. See, we can, it's our shit. It's our platform. I gotta say a little something here. I'm actually going down to Nashville, Tennessee next weekend. My sister lives down there. My niece and my nephew are down there. My niece is graduating high school.
Congratulations, by the way.
Congratulations. I'm super proud of her. I don't get a chance to say it enough because of mileage and distance. I've been there since that little girl was born. Um, but infinitely proud of her. I'm so excited to be able to go down and spend the time with them and see her. But just want you to get a little bit of information about her. She is a TriStar Scholar Award winner. She's graduating cum laude. She is graduating a certified patient care technician and a certified medical assistant. She is going to be majoring in nursing at Belmont. And her goal at the end of it all in her college career, she wants to get a master's and become a nurse practitioner. And I would say she's already well on her way.
If she's cum laude,
Yeah.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
she's got that in the bag.
She
You want to talk about driven and dedicated
Yeah.
at 18? I was nowhere
Yeah.
ready for life at that point.
and she does I think it's a assisted living care facility I believe she works at already, has been. And she kind of followed in the footsteps of Mama. And I will say
Shout out to Mama, by the way.
Yeah. Shout out to my sis. Phenomenal job raising these kids. Couldn't be more proud of you as a person, as my sister, as a fellow parent. I know how difficult it is. But you raised a couple good ones. And I'm very proud of my niece. I can't wait to see what you do in the future, kid. Uncle Bob does love you.
I think everything you just mentioned needs a round of applause. Yo, congratulations. That's a feat. Like I said, I definitely didn't have my stuff together.
Right.
And she knows what she wants to do. Congratulations to you. All the best coming from your Uncle Bob's friend. And Amanda, what a hell of a job you've done. So, again, guys, thanks for joining us. And on that note, we'll see you next week. Hey, guys, I just want to take a minute here to talk about mental health awareness. It's something that me and my wonderful co-host Bob also suffer from. I seek therapy. We both have medications, and I just want everybody to know that if you're listening to this and you hear this, that there are people that care. There are other people like you, and don't hold that stuff in. Talk to somebody, let it out, because suicide is never the answer. If you're starting to feel some type of way, you think you're going to hurt yourself, or you don't feel like you have a support group, guys, please call or dial 988. It's the hotline for help. And if you're a veteran, which, mind you, 22 veterans commit suicide a day, guys. I mean, it's just not a good thing. If you're a veteran and you're struggling, please reach out. There are a lot of us that appreciate what you've done for us, and you need to know that there's help for you too. So if you're a veteran, dial or call 988 and press 1, and that helps veterans. And remember, you're not alone.